Have you ever noticed how loud silence can be? You wake up, check your phone, chase tasks, scroll through endless screens. Yet beneath all this noise, there's a whisper, a question you keep ignoring. When will I feel at peace? We fill our days with distractions, afraid of meeting ourselves in quiet. But peace is not found in a perfect day. It's born in the moment you stop running from yourself. We live in a world that teaches us how to achieve, but not how to be. Our minds run faster than our lives. Every moment feels like a race against time, against others, against our own expectations. We confuse movement with meaning, achievement with peace. But have you ever noticed, when you stop chasing, the world stops chasing you too? 2,000 years ago, the Stoics and the monks said the same thing. Peace is not something you find, it's something you uncover. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful than your own soul." Sure, Heng teaches the same truth. Life is not missing anything. It's our perception that creates the lack. You were born complete. This video is not about escaping life. It's about seeing it clearly. You'll learn 7 timeless principles to stop overthinking, to detach from what you can't control, and to build a mind that remains still even in chaos. Not by fighting the storm, but by becoming the calm within it. This is the art of finding peace, and it begins now. Principle 1. Awareness. Observe the mind without judgment. True peace begins the moment you stop trying to control your thoughts and start observing them. The mind is like a river. You cannot stop its flow, but you can learn to sit by its bank. Awareness is not about silencing the mind. It's about seeing it clearly. Every emotion, every desire, every fear, they're just clouds passing through the vast sky of your consciousness. The Stoics said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius knew what modern life still forgets. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Your thoughts rise, fall, and fade, but the witness, the quiet observer within you, remains untouched. A disciple once asked his master, "How do I stop the storm inside my head?" The master smiled and led him to a river. "Do you see the water?" he asked. "When the surface is disturbed, you see no reflection. But when it becomes still, the truth appears." The disciple watched as the ripples faded, his own reflection slowly returning. The master whispered, "Be still, and you'll see who you are." Awareness isn't a distant ideal, it's a daily discipline. When anger rises, watch it. When fear appears, breathe through it. Don't fight your thoughts. Witness them like clouds passing by. Every time you pause before reacting, you reclaim your peace. The goal is not to become thoughtless, but to become unshakable, like the mountain that watches the storm without moving. Principle 2. Letting go. Freedom from attachment. Every day we carry invisible weights. Expectations, possessions, regrets. We think they define us, yet they quietly suffocate our spirit. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means freeing your hands so you can finally hold peace. The tighter you cling, the more you suffer. Freedom begins when you realize nothing you own, nothing you lose, can touch who you truly are. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." We think we own things, cars, houses, status, but they end up owning us. The Stoic path is not poverty, it's detachment. Use what you have, but never let it use you. True luxury is a calm mind that depends on nothing. A monk once poured tea for his student until the cup overflowed. "Why do you keep pouring?" the student cried. The monk smiled, "Because this is what your mind looks like, full of attachments. How can you receive wisdom when you're already overflowing?" The student bowed his head. From that day, he began emptying his cup, letting go of what no longer served him. The practice of letting go begins with honesty. What am I clinging to? Control? Approval? Fear of loss? When you see your attachments clearly, you begin to outgrow them. You don't need to fight. Just observe, breathe, and release. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's the art of standing in the storm without needing it to stop. Principle 3. Balance between being and doing. Life moves between two forces, being and doing. One is stillness, the other is motion. One teaches peace, the other teaches purpose. But most people lose balance. They do without being, or they be without living. True peace is found in the middle, the moment you act with awareness and rest with intention. Lao Tzu wrote, "By doing nothing, nothing is left undone." And Marcus Aurelius echoed, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." The balance between action and stillness is not laziness, it's wisdom. To know when to move and when to be still is the highest form of intelligence. A Zen story tells of a master archer who could shoot an arrow through a leaf in the wind. When his student asked how, he said, "When I aim, I do not aim. When I breathe, I do not breathe. The bow, the arrow, and I, we are one." The student realized that mastery isn't just in skill, but in merging doing with being, effort with peace. Every day, choose a moment to pause, before you act, before you speak, before you decide. Feel the stillness behind your motion. Breathe before the next step. When you work, work with total presence. When you rest, rest completely. Peace is not found in doing more, but in doing what matters, with a still heart. Principle 4. Forgiveness and healing. The art of letting go of the past. Every soul carries invisible scars. Regrets, betrayals, mistakes, echoes of what was once pain. But peace cannot live in a heart filled with old ghosts. Forgiveness is not saying it was okay. It's saying, I'm done carrying it. Healing begins the moment you decide your past will no longer dictate your peace. Heng once said, "Forgive two areas, the other person and yourself." We think forgiveness is for others, but it's really for our own liberation. The Stoics taught the same truth. Anger, guilt, and blame are chains we put on ourselves. When you forgive, you don't erase the past. You unchain the present. A student once asked, "Master, why do I feel so heavy?" The master replied, "Because energy that was meant to flow has become trapped. Regret unspoken, pain unhealed, they become stones in your soul. Express, forgive, release," the master said, "or life will find another way, through sickness, through sorrow, to remind you it's time to let go." Tonight, write down what still hurts, a name, a memory, a word you never said. Read it once, breathe deeply, and burn the page. Watch the smoke rise. It is not destruction, it's transformation. Every act of letting go is an act of love, and love is the soil where peace grows. Principle 5. Discipline and emotional mastery, the foundation of inner strength. The body obeys discipline, the mind respects structure. Without it, peace becomes chaos. Heng said, "Don't let your emotions destroy the plan that your wisdom created." Discipline is not punishment, it's self-respect. It's the bridge between intention and transformation. When you move beyond mood, you become unstoppable. Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Modern freedom often means indulgence, but ancient wisdom saw it differently. Discipline is the path to freedom. The Stoics, the monks, the warriors, they all knew. Control your impulses, and you control your destiny. A young monk once asked, "Master, how do I stay calm when storms rage within me?" The master lit a candle and placed it before the wind. The flame flickered but did not die. "This is discipline," he said. "Without the wind, you cannot grow strong. Without the flame, you cannot bring light." Practice acting from principle, not from mood. Set your plan, and when doubt comes, remember, feelings are weather. Purpose is the sky. Meditate, move, breathe, repeat. Train your mind like a muscle. True mastery is not the absence of emotion. It's the ability to hold still while emotion passes through you. Principle 6. Awareness in action. The present moment as power. Peace is never somewhere else. It's always here, waiting beneath your thoughts. The mind loves to travel, to the past where it mourns, or the future where it fears. But life is happening only now. When you return to the present moment, you don't escape reality, you meet it. The Stoics said, do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Sure, Heng, he calls it making yourself empty. Each breath could be your first or your last, and that's what makes it sacred. Awareness is not a thought. It's the space before thought. The pause before the next inhale, that's eternity. A student once asked, Master, what is enlightenment? The master held up an empty cup. When you are full of thoughts, you taste nothing, he said. When you are empty, life pours itself into you. The student smiled. For the first time, he didn't try to understand. He just breathed and felt the warmth of the tea. You don't need to escape to the mountains to find peace. You can practice it right now. When you walk, know that you walk. When you breathe, know that you breathe. When you speak, be aware of the words forming in your mouth. The present moment is not small, it is infinite. Live in it fully, and you will never be lost again. Principle 7. Self-mastery. Becoming your own source of peace. The greatest victory is not over others, it's over the self. Sure, Heng said, the external world is just a reflection of your internal state. When your inner world is ordered, no chaos outside can touch you. Mastering yourself doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means governing them with wisdom. You become the calm center in the storm. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. The Stoic path is not about indifference, but about sovereignty. The true master lives in harmony with what is, not in rebellion against it. He doesn't need control because he has understanding. An ancient tale tells of a king who searched the world for peace. He built temples, conquered lands, gathered riches, yet still felt empty. One day, a sage handed him a mirror and said, the kingdom you seek is not out there, it's here. The king looked into the mirror and saw not his crown, but his weary eyes. In that moment, he understood, the throne of peace lies within. Stop waiting for the world to be kind before you choose peace. Stop waiting for success before you feel enough. You are the source. You are the temple. You are the stillness you've been seeking. Sit in silence each morning. Listen, not to your thoughts, but to the quiet space beneath them. That's where peace begins and where you finally return home. Conclusion: return to stillness. You've walked through awareness, through letting go, through balance and forgiveness. You've learned the discipline of the body, the stillness of the mind, and the sovereignty of the soul. But all these paths lead to one place: stillness. The kind of stillness that doesn't depend on silence, but exists even in the storm. That stillness is not something you find, it's who you are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, men seek retreats for themselves, but nowhere can man find a retreat more peaceful than his own soul. The Stoics and the monks agreed, peace is not a place, it's a practice. Every moment you choose calm over reaction, patience over chaos, presence over distraction, you build your inner temple. Brick by brick, breath by breath. You are not broken. You are simply buried under noise. Beneath every fear, every mistake, every storm, there's a clear sky waiting. You don't need to escape the world. You need to return to yourself. And when you do, the world changes shape, not because it's different, but because you finally see it through the eyes of peace. Tomorrow morning, before your phone, before your thoughts, sit for 2 minutes. Just breathe. Feel your heartbeat. That's your anchor. Every breath, every pause, every act of awareness, it all returns you home. Because peace was never gone. It was just waiting for your attention. You don't need to search for peace anymore. You are peace. You are the stillness. The mountain, the flame, the quiet river. They were all mirrors showing you yourself. When you master the inner world, no outer storm can touch you. So breathe. Return to the calm within. This is your miracle. This is your home.